Everyone, tune in today to find out very easy tips on how you can get in the best shape of your life. I'll also tell you a bit of a client story and how we achieved their results. See you in the next video. Getting in the best shape of your life can be difficult at first because there's a vicious cycle of habits to break. Or if you've been in your best shape and you've slipped off the bandwagon and you've gone into a cycle of not getting on the bandwagon, it's very difficult to get back on it after a prolonged period. It's also kind of challenging to find a coach or a personal trainer that's relatable to you, and everyone who's qualified should know how to achieve your goals, but it's about the person who works well with you, understands your goals, and also one thing that was lacking in my experience was actually educating me about how I can also go ahead and achieve my goals, whether the coach is around or not around. And this is why it makes me extremely passionate. Now, before I get into tips, I want to tell you about one of my clients, and we've had a couple of very similar clients in terms of their background, but I also have clients that are very similar in terms of their goal is weight loss and then fat loss, and then we change their goals in terms of what they might want to achieve. Some go down the route of just accountability of continuing with sessions after a prolonged period. Some want to do strength goals, some want to turn into yoga, so it all depends. So this client of mine was an entrepreneur, and they were in their 30s, and they wanted to lose around 13 kg, so around 25 pounds of their body, and so that they could increase their energy levels. She also had 2 kids, and she was sick and tired of the yo-yo dieting. She was also very demotivated because she had a personal trainer before and it just wasn't working out. And when I had a discussion with her, she was very much questioning herself. And I can't comment on that relationship, but it cannot all be down to one person if the person's putting the work in. And she wanted to be a good example to her kids as well. And she obviously wanted to feel good about herself in her marriage and in her life in general. So within 3 months, she actually dropped 28 pounds. And I'm proud to say that she's kept it off. Obviously, sometimes as women, we go up 2-3 kilos or so, or whatever, depending on our thing, but mostly she's kept it off. And she's still a client of mine, and she does some sessions and then she takes a break and then she comes back and does some more sessions depending on her goal. Now I just want to go through how we did it so that you can have an idea on possible ways you can do it yourself, or if you felt that you wanted to find a coach and you felt that the ways that we might go about it, because I cater it to each and every client to make sure that you feel it's unique and we achieve your goals. So the first and most important thing is to find ways to keep yourself honest. We tracked the weight, obviously, and we tracked it on a weekly basis. In that, I didn't necessarily expect to see a weight loss every week. Some weeks, yes, some we stayed, but it was to track it on a weekly basis to see and understand, and also during that day, understand where she was in terms of her month, her day, etc. We tracked inches as well, so we took measurements every 2 to 3 weeks, and we took pictures, okay, so that she could also see as we achieve. And this was a great way to actually view the progress she was making, because, you know, after a period of time, I'll be able to see it, but she might not be able to see it so much, or you don't see it at the beginning and then you suddenly see it, and because people start saying, wow, you've lost loads of weight, but along the way they don't necessarily always see it. Then step number 2, we made sure we had weight training in there to help her build the muscle and maintain her metabolic rate. We also included walking when she could, so it helped decrease her stress, it increased her energy and helped her burn a few more calories, and it was less stressful on the body when it's taking in less calories. Okay, because I don't believe in that it's sustainable to always do, for example, morning cardio, evening sessions, or fasted cardio in evening sessions. If you're not going to compete or etc., or you just don't want to slim down, but continuously every day, every year, it's not sustainable, it's not ideal without giving your body for a break. And especially in women, there's reasons around it, and I'll go into that in a different video. But even if you're a man, you need to give your body a break. And men have more muscle mass in general, so unless you are competing, unless you're at the beginning of trying to shred, there is really no need for it if you're getting your gym session in and a walk in there as well. And then we looked at her meals. Obviously at the beginning I looked at her meals, and we put her on a bit of a meal schedule that worked exactly around her lifestyle and included things that she loved. 80% of the calories she ate were single ingredient, nutrient dense foods. And then we looked at optimizing sleep, one I'm guilty of. We made sure that she started to wind down her sleep, ready for sleep, a couple of hours before. So it wasn't like the kids were running around, need a bath, everyone's screaming, trying to put the kids to bed, they come out the bedroom, blah blah blah, and then 15 minutes she's trying to rush to sleep because it's getting late, etc. No, we did a bit of a schedule where she'll start stuff, so then she has time, downtime for herself, that slowly gets her into a more chilled mode, ready for sleep. So it put her in better line with her rhythms, and she started to feel more chilled and ready to sleep by the time it was the ideal time for her to sleep. Okay, and I'll go into this a little more detail because I'm a bit of a night owl, so a lot of the things that get posted around are, if you want a successful life or achieve health, wake up at 6 AM. Yes, but what if you sleep at 1 AM? Okay, what if you're more productive at a certain time in the day, etc, etc. So it really needs to cater down to your schedule, so don't let those things make you feel bad. I understand why they are promoted, but we need to adapt our lifestyle as well as try and take on the cardio rhythm. Number 5 was coaching and accountability, and also her having a network. So this is really important if you're struggling with your fitness goals or staying on track. Having a coach or coaching and accountability, and also feeling connected to the person and coach and community, really helps you achieve your goals. And these 5 things really helped her and hundreds of people, clients of mine and other entrepreneurs that we've worked with, and those that I've personally coached and then trained to coach, and they will work for you. So let's stop procrastinating on our body and let's get started. So let me go into the tips.